Hey, welcome back, YouTubers and the like. It is Damora here again by himself. Today we are going to show you some gameplay footage. And this video is going to be a little short one just to show you all how to pilot your suits, what everything does, and, you know, some types. So, first off, we're going to start off by showing you the original, the first to the series, the Gundam. And we're going to show you what type it is, and a couple of the other suits. So, also a couple settings for the computers, is you can have their settings, like how well they pilot against you, you know, how strong they are. There's easy, normal, hard, very hard, and extreme. I think the highest I've ever played against is hard. I will try to play it off very hard or extreme, but I've never really done it myself. But today we're just going to have them on stop to show you. So, there's types of suits. There's like short-range suits, mid-range, and long-range suits. Mid, as most people would think, are good in short and long-range combats, but they're really the best in mid-range situations. The Gundam being a mid-range suit, it can operate in long-range situations and short-range situations, but it really is perfect for medium situations. The Gelgoog is another option for mid-range. A lot of the original suits are mid-range type users. The Double Zeta is more of a powerhouse, you know, so it's definitely more mid to long-range situations. It can be used in short range, but it's definitely a long-range powerhouse. The Cubelays and the Shard's counterattack Gundams are funnels range, so they're pretty all-around users. You know, you can use them for long-range combatants using their funnels and beam weapons, but they can be used in short range pretty well also. But then there's short-range users, which are like Damora and Kashu from Mobile Fighter G, Master Asia, and Saisaishi. They're all short-range users. They may have a long-range attack or a mid-range attack. Saisaishi has two mid-range attacks, one where he uses his arms to attack you or pull you towards him, and summons flags. Damora and Kashu and Master Asia have other attacks, such as their, God, I can't remember what it's called exactly, but they have long range. Hiroyui is like a long range user. Also, you know, long range users such as Troa. He can only be used in long range with very limited capabilities in short range. As in, he doesn't really even have a melee attack at all. But we're going to show you the Gundam and how to play. So, for this video, we're going to have both sides unlimited health, so we will show you that in another video. Okay, so let's begin the gameplay. I apologize for the lengthy upload. I was planning on doing this gameplay right after the menu translations, but as you can see, it didn't happen. Okay, so main thing is it's 2v2 usually. You can have options of it. I explained that. So today we're going to be 1v2. As you can hear, everything's in Japanese. All the voices are in Japanese. So you can press circle, which circle is meant just to change your targeting, who you're targeting and all. You move around using the left joystick or the D-pad, whatever you feel is necessary. The directional buttons, D-pad, or the joystick. And that is walking, this is you walking with your suit. And guarding. You can guard, every suit has a guarding function, some have guarding abilities. You press forward and back really quickly on the D-pad or on the joystick, and he'll guard for a couple minutes. Depending on the attack, depending on how long you use it, he can usually hold it for the full length of the boost gauge. So the boost gauge now. The boost gauge allows your character to jump, fly around, and use the thrusters, the blue light you see behind the suit. Okay, so now you know the boost gauge. The boost gauge is refillable. It is not unlimited, but it does refill within time. The armor rating on the far left changes depending on the suit you're using. They all have different healths and armor ratings and difference for the suit. Now, the armor rating for the Gundam is 580, as you can see. So you can also press quickly to the right, left, forward, or back, and your guy would execute a quick dash, which is meant for quickly evading shots. If you could master this, you know, you can just defend without getting hit. Much easier said than done. Now for the fighting. Your main attacks are going to be square, which will activate your long-range weaponry. In this case, for the Gundam, it's his beam rifle on his right side. As you can see, he has many different animations for firing. Now, if you hold square, he has a special attack where if you hold square, you'll see that the charge meter underneath your weapon 1 will charge. When it reaches full, you'll throw or activate a stronger attack, and it will. And in this case, for Gundam, he throws a grenade and shoots it in mid-range and blows it up. Now, the arrows on the top, left and right and behind you, the giant yellow arrows that say alert, they allow you to know when someone's firing at you. So, in that general direction, someone's going to be firing at you. The other weapons you have are beam sabers, and that's melee combat. As you can see, he has the Gundam Hammer. You can press back X and he'll attack with a shield. Gundam Hammer is the left and right buttons. And then the beam saber is just regular triangle. You press it constantly to do that many in the row. And the up, as you can see, attacking with the different directions and triangle will activate different abilities. Now there's usually a set ability for the R1, R2, and L2 buttons. The R1 is weapon 2, which in this case for Gundam uses the bazooka. And then there's weapon 3, which in Gundam's case is he summons a gun tank and he'll attack, and that gun tank will attack said target. So how I'd like to use it is, say, my ally's battling the Zaku over here. I'm going to summon my gun tank, then I'm going to focus on this guy, you know, just to give my ally some support while using weapons 1 and 2 for combat. Weapon 2 is special also, where, as you can see, I've used 3 shots or 4 shots in it, so now it has to recharge. But beam weapons will constantly recharge, where ammunition type weapons such as bazookas, rifles, and machine gun type weapons will refill once they are used. Some special abilities, they can be refilled on their own by pressing that said button. Like with the Zaku 2 I'm facing, when his machine gun runs out of ammo, I think if you press square, he refills it. So, with that all being said, that is the basics of piloting. They change depending on who you're using. You gotta learn your combination. There are a couple more advanced tactics. So as you can see, if you press X and then, if you're doing melee combat and then you quickly press X in a different direction of where you're using, he'll use that green type burst, which is, I'm going to call cancel. And as the canceling, it allows you to chain melee combos together to gain even stronger versions. Okay, so now we have a full EX gauge, which is on the bottom left-hand side of the screen, in the middle left-hand side of the screen. It will allow you to activate your EX version, which, depending on your Gundam and pilot you've selected, may be different. For Yamato, it's his seed ability, you know, activating the seed, same as Atherin. Armor Array, he activates his new type abilities. in all fairness, EX allows your character to become stronger for a period of time. Faster, stronger, his attacks do more, you know, all that type. To activate it, you press the right joystick down, R3, which will allow you to activate his ability. Now, if you press it again, he will activate his special attack routine, which some units have them, some don't. For Setsuna F-Sei, I believe this one, he attacks you with the Type E arms container. I believe. I can't remember if it's this one or the next game, which I'll tell you about later. So, yep, you press that. As you can see, he's stronger now. As you can press, you press both joysticks, and you press R3, and he will activate his EX attack. He'll press his EX, he'll activate his EX attack, and it will allow you to activate his final attack routine. For Gundam, it's the last shooting, as famous for his anime. He will attack you, lose his arm and head, and attack you with a beam rifle. Everyone's is different. I believe everyone's does a different amount of damage, and all likely. Okay. And also, the top gauges on the left and right, the team and enemy that has infinite. Those would change depending on what it's set, but every time you destroy a unit, depending on your unit's cost, which ranges from 1,000 to 3,000, it would take away that much from your team gauge. Usually it's set at 6,000, I think, or 8,000, somewhere between there is around its standard setting. And that will give you, so if you're using, the Gundam is a 2,000 cost suit. As you can see, he's pretty average based for a beginning player. And all that. I haven't shared any much boost gameplay as of yet, but usually don't rely too much on the boost and all. In fairness, sometimes it's good just to walk around, you know, and that can really throw off opponents sometimes because you're not just flying into the battle and, you know, charging headlong. Sometimes just wait for what they're doing. But, I mean, this was the training montage, whatever. You know, the Gundam's definitely not the most, like, incredible looking, fancy, overpowered unit in the game, but he definitely has his perks. So, there you go. There's the training video for Gundam Extreme Versus. We will have more for you today. There is a second game I'm going to tell you about real quick, which is the one that came out after this one, which is called the Gundam Extreme Versus Full Boost. It adds new suits to the game, it changes some of the in-game characters, and adds new abilities. There are DLCs, like I was saying, for this Gundam game, but it's all on the Japanese PSN account, so you have to have that to buy it. And you also have to have the Japanese money to buy it. I don't believe the American cards would work on the Japanese account. I've never bought any DLCs for the Japanese games, but as you will see, you can buy them. Okay, in the top right corner has the time, which is set to 180, and the mini-map, which is like the radar, allowing you to see what enemy you're locked onto and where your enemies are at. There you go, there's a short little video I've posted. It will be on, there will be more today. Check it out. Good day.